can't be everything to everyone, or can we? The station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KCAA Radio, the International Wealth Builders Radio Show. I am Dr. Sharon Barnes. I was invited here today to be the guest of my friend and partner, Latoya Tillett. And with circumstances beyond her control, she's running a little bit late. So I'm going to show you, this is what true partnership really looks like. Is when you have a relationship, you care about the health and safety and business of another, and if something comes up that they can't handle, that you pop in and do your part. So for the next few minutes as we wait for the host to arrive, I'm going to try to share some information with you that I feel will be beneficial. So again, I'm Dr. Sharon Barnes here on the radio show that is hosted by Latoya Tillett. Today we're going to talk about real estate and partnerships and how to leverage and have options. You know, in this day and time with inflation and everything that's going on, when you think about your business and making a living for your family and making the best life that you can with the resources you have, you really have to keep in mind, how do I leverage what I already own and control, and what options do I have to expand or shore up or, do something better? And so, in light of that, today, I want to share with you right now, like opportunities for people who are thinking about selling their home. I'm a licensed real estate professional with Caldwell Banker, and as I service my clients, especially buyers, I'm looking at the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service, which is the formal platform that realtors rely on, put listings in to sell, to sell your home. And so as I'm looking, I'm really seeing like two classes of sellers. We have one which has these beautiful homes, and you can tell that they're investor properties because they've been rehabbed. They may have been built 1920, 1930s, but they've gone in and they've put in the granite or quartz counters. They've updated the bathrooms, the kitchens, the flooring. I mean, and you can just see yourself in this beautiful home, and it looks good and it's ready to go. But then on the other side, we have sellers that are thinking about selling their home. They need to because of life circumstances or things that come up in their family, and they put their house on the market and they say, it's as is. I understand that basically all real estate sales are as is, but we're talking about language that the buyer makes their agent put in that says no repairs, no improvement, you don't even ask me, okay? And so it's like I was thinking, I mean, even when we decide to sell a car, say we're going to sell one of our used cars, we at least go get it detailed, a car wash, spruce it up a little bit so that we have somebody interested in selling it. And so why, when you're living in your home for, 10, 20 years and you decide to put it on the market, you don't say, take it as is, I'm not doing anything. I think the number one reason for that is that right now, in the time that we're in with high interest rates, inflation, and things of being so expensive, people, when they need to sell their home, do not have the funds to fix up the home prior to putting it on the market. So you have investors, that's what they're doing. They're going to put the money in there. And then we have other people who are asking, just call me and I give you a quick sale and whatever, and it's not going to cost you anything. But they're going to kind of lowball you because it has to be enough left after they buy it from you, rehab it, and put it on the market that they're making a profit. So I'm here to tell you that I have an option as an agent with Caldwell Banker. We have an exclusive program that can allow you up to $20,000 to get your house prepared for the market. And this $20,000 doesn't have do anything with your credit, no credit check, no hidden fees, and no interest, and you don't pay anything until the property sells. I've had a number of clients take advantage of this program when they list their property with me, and we have sold over our asking price each and every time. One instance where I had a gentleman who wanted to sell his house, and I went and I toured the house. I talked to him. He wanted 500,000. He was set on it. But based on the comps, based on the condition of the house and some things I suggested for improvement, I really didn't think at that time that he could get the 500,000. And so he agreed to allow me to list it for about 450. And I told him about the Real Vitalize program that I'm sharing with you, where he could get the money to take care of certain issues without any credit check, without any fees and any interest. And we did get up to the $20,000 budget for him to fix up the house. And with that money, we were able to upgrade the kitchen, upgrade the bathroom, put new flooring throughout the house, and do a fresh coat of paint and take care of some minor landscaping. I'm here to tell you that that property sold within a week after I put it on the market for $100,000 more than I listed it for. So I took the listing at 450. We employed the Revitalize program, which uses licensed contractors through Angie, which you're probably familiar with Angie. They got commercials all over the place, but we have top professionals to carry out every task that was listed in the scope of work. And they did it timely, they did it professionally. We put it on the market, and we actually received an offer and went through with the sale with $100,000 more than the list price, which means we sold it for $550,000. Now, if we do the math, he had to pay, let's say, $20,000 back to Revitalize. But after that, he netted actually $80,000 more than he would have netted if we would not have utilized the program. And it didn't impact his credit. It wasn't any debt he had to worry about. And so if you're thinking about selling your property now or in the near future, reach out to me and let me see if we can get you that $20,000 to fix up your home so that you can compete with the investors, where you can maximize the return on the sale of your property, boost the sales price so that your family can make that next move with as much money in their pocket as possible. You can reach me. My email is SharonBarnes76@gmail.com. My business number is 909-652-1409. That's 909-652-1409. Look up Dr. Sharon Barnes online, connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn, and I'll be glad to look at your property, discuss strategies that we can move forward. But there are options out there. We do have, still low inventory on housing. We have a low inventory on housing. And so, again, it's all hands on deck. We need sellers to be able to sell. We need them to be able to maximize their sales price so they can move on to their next status in life for their family. And we have buyers that need to find homes each and every day. And so, again, I'm here to help. And I think we'll take a quick break and come back, and hopefully Latoya will be with us. If not, I'll share another great nugget.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services, including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real men of real estate. of real estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station, KCAAradio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280.
Hello, Dr. Sharon Barnes here with you. Before the break, we were talking about the Revitalize program, how you can get up to $20,000 with no credit check, no interest, no fees. And we were waiting on the host to arrive, Latoya Tillett. Yay, she's here.
I made it, y'all. Happy Saturday.
So I'm going to turn her show over to her. And again, if you're interested in selling your house anytime soon and want to get money up front with no credit check, no interest, and not have to pay anything to a sales, Sharon Barnes 76@gmail.com. Thank you for inviting me, Latoya.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for being here and jumping in my brief absence. So to kick things off, I'm your host, Latoya Tillett. I'm with the International Wealth Builders Association, also in association with the Black Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. Just a little bit about myself. I am the broker owner of Tillett Realty Group and also the CEO of Tax Plus Financial Services. So what I do is I help people pave the way to wealth through real estate by creating diverse portfolios that include commercial, residential, and international properties while maximizing their tax benefits. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. And today I have my special guest and business partner, Dr. Sharon Barnes. Well, actually, she's more of my co-host today. So as you know, she jumped in, as partners do whenever one of us falls short. There's the other one there to pick up the slack. So she picked that up for me, and I thank her very much for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome to my show, Dr. Barnes.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, reason why I wanted to do the show today and what's so special about it is the simple fact that we've been doing this almost a year, and I realized I hadn't had my own business partner on my show. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. Let's, take it back to basics and, just really have a conversation and let people know what it is that we do, what our paths are now, kind of how we started. So that's where we are.
Okay.
Awesome. So I met Dr. Barnes,
Been a while now.
It's been a long time.
I think it was actually in 2006 because we met at the brokerage over in Upland.
Yes.
And you were working with your cousin.
That's right.
And I was transitioning for law over into real estate. And we happened to be at the same brokerage. And so we met each other. Didn't start working together right away, but we were colleagues there at the brokerage.
Yeah. So, that was kind of back in the day, a little history, how we got started, how we met each other. And funny thing is we really didn't start working together until about 2012 when I decided to go into real estate full-time, because I had been doing kind of like part-time, in and out, having kids, all that good stuff.
And I had been begging her, okay, while you out at work, remember, I'm here full-time. You get any real estate leads, we can work them.
Right. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. But I kind of wasn't getting anything. So, it wasn't like I wasn't trying to give her any work. I just didn't have nothing.
Yeah, real estate is something we do have to focus on. It just doesn't fall out the sky, as we have learned the hard way.
Yes, for sure. So, ironically, 2012, I got I got quit fired because I was actually quitting, but then they decided, oh, we're just going to let you go so you don't have to come the other 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, are you trying to fire me or did I quit? I don't really know. So it was at that point where I was like, okay, what do I have? I took a look at all my resources, all my licenses, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and give this real estate thing a shot, and go back in it full time. So started going back into the office every day. Sharon would always be there. She actually had a partner then.
Partners are, you have to try out a few.
Yes.
Kind of like dating, you know. So I remember being in partnership when I was practicing law, and I had two partners and everything, and I was going around and I was like, partnership is like a marriage, you know. I mean, you need to care about the health, the well-being, and the security of other people. But then when those people don't feel the same about you, you know, and then I kept saying, you know, it's like a marriage. And then one day I said, you know what? Let me stop saying that this partnership is like a marriage, because I have a good marriage.
Okay.
This partnership is causing me headache. I had 2 wives, 2 females.
Wow.
No.
That had to be difficult. Yes, for sure.
So partnerships, I mean, you do have to care about, you know, the welfare of others and really have a genuine concern. I was thinking earlier too, is that when we start working together at the office, I think we moved over, they expanded and we had the office in Colton.
Yes.
And we started our partnership. And then we had a meeting with a gentleman who came in and told us about his partnership, which was like an all in. Like they weren't counting dollars, how much work you did on the part. And he sat there, and for whatever reason, we had this conversation with him. And we decided, well, that's the way we're going to run our partnership.
That's how we're going to do ours.
But boy, did we get attacked in the office? It's like,
I mean,
nobody understood that.
Really hating on us, like for real. Because I even tried a couple different partnerships too before Sharon and I got together, and you know, it was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I did like 3 more phone calls, so I should get this much, and I was like, what? But we're both putting in an equal amount of effort. And you want to start discussing what we're going to split when we haven't even done anything yet.
Yeah.
And so, and then when Sharon and I got together, it was 3 of us initially. And then one ended up kind of dropping off. And so it just became me and Sharon. And so I was like, okay. And we talked about it. And like she said, we were like, you know what? We don't have time to be figuring out who made more phone calls than the other one or who did what paperwork or whatever. We just going to do this thing 50-50. Whatever you bring in, it didn't matter if it was her client, my client. We just did it, split it 50-50. Down the middle, and it made it easier for us, and also I think it really grew our businesses doing it that way.
Yeah, and I think it lays the foundation to like where we are today, because we're talking about partnerships because, you know, as we go through the show and talk about our past right now, is that partnership and land there when you lay that level of respect. And the thing is not so much the 50-50, but it's like whenever I needed something, I could just pick up the phone. If you want to be a true resource and have a true good working relationship, like we do now with all of our referral partners, strategic partners, no matter how broad your net get, when someone picks up the phone, if they need you, need to step in and not always step in thinking about what I'm going to get out of it. You have a relationship. You're there to help, to be a resource, and it takes care of itself. And it does have some longevity because, like you said, we started in 2006. We've gone through things, and now we still have our intersection, you know, in our partnership and what we do together. But then we have things that we do separate. But it doesn't matter if it's going on your brokerage or it's going on in one of my listings. Like if you need something, you always can pick up the phone. And so that's what we bring as we build our network of strategic partners and referral partners, so we can serve our community and our clients better. Because the more, you know, we can't be, you know, like a jack of all trades, know it all. But when we have an issue and can pick up the phone or reach out to someone who has a deeper knowledge, it makes it so much better, not only for our business, but for our clients and everything. And so I think that, you know, talking about our partnership and the way we laid the foundation and dealt with each other, we've carried that on now. Hey, you over in Punta Cana, I mean, you know, we've carried that philosophy and the way we grow our net and respect each other and work with people. We've taken that international now between the two of us. So
yes, Elsa, and that is exactly what it's all about when you're partnering. It's about like building on each other's strengths, you know. Wherever she's stronger, then I can go to her. I know I can go to Sharon and be like, oh, okay, you know, I don't really know much about this area. Can you help me out? And then vice versa. You know, we were always kind of like, you know, she's my paperwork girl and I'm the numbers girl. So that's how we kind of meshed it in together, because my background is in accounting and human resources. So, you know, I just be like, I'm all that paper. I don't want to read all that stuff. What's all this legal stuff? Sharon, what is it?
And as a former attorney, Yeah, paperwork. That was like my friend and interpreting it, and also the negotiations and dealing, because every client in real estate is very similar to law. Every client brings a different set of facts and circumstances.
Right.
There's basic things they teach us, that you learn as realtors and so forth. But every client, every transaction is different. It goes back from one, and that's what happened in law. And so to take that over, and like you said, but be able to say, okay, the number, hey, I got my numbers, girl, and I can read, interpret, and put me in a room with anybody, and we'll figure it out. So
Yes.
that was a good combination.
Yes, it was. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about our partnership and, how everybody thought we were mother and daughter at one point.
Still do.
Right? Still do.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services, including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real Men of Real Estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280. Welcome back to the International Wealth Builders Association radio talk show. I'm your host, Latoya Tillett, here with my co-host, Dr. Sharon Barnes today, co-host and business partner. So before we left for the last commercial break, we kind of were talking about how throughout our partnership, people started thinking or assuming that we were mother and daughter because of our age difference, I'm assuming. And so it was kind of funny. We had a lot of fun with that, actually.
Yeah, and it worked to my benefit a lot of times.
Yes.
I would go places. I'm like, okay, can I be your mother, and you go take care of me and do this, that, and the other.
Yes.
But the interesting thing about me, they did, kind of assume that, but it was really interesting to see like some of the events and the networking and places we would go.
Yes.
It was very interesting because of our partnership, we were able to kind of like get different leads and different information out of the room. Because we'd be in the same place and we're talking basically the same thing and we're working together. But she would come out with different leads, different contacts, and I would come out with. And so actually it was really beneficial to the business for us to work together. And because of the age difference and even the backgrounds and whatever, we were able to, to farm different but beneficial to the relationship. So, yeah, it has been fun. And they still think me mother and daughter. And
I know. Right?
And then sometimes, I have to, chastise her like I'm a mother.
Yeah, she be getting on me, y'all. She
Hey,
will.
tell her I want to be a multimillionaire by the time she gets to be my age.
Yes, yes, definitely working on that. And so, even within the brokerages we worked at, everybody knew us as partnerships. And then if one of us wasn't there, it'd be like, "Oh, where's your mom?" If I was in the office and Sharon wasn't there, "Where's your mom today?" And I'm like, "My mom, she at the house." It's like, "Oh, you talking about Sharon? Oh, okay." And then if I wasn't there, vice versa, they, "Where's your daughter?"
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I was like, "This is really funny." So, I thought I had a lot of fun. Having fun with it still to this day, and I call her Mama Sharon. Especially when she getting on me about something.
Yes.
Throughout our partnership, we've had some serious ups and downs when it came to real estate, and then we started looking into investing.
Yes.
Because we're hearing all these wonderful things. There's all this, you can invest with no money and all that stuff. So we started doing our research, and we got an angel investor who was interested in investing in us for us to start, doing some more investment type deals. So this is why we have the understanding, which we've always had the understanding and know-how of how to work with an investor, especially being able to do the numbers and knowing the legal aspects of it as well. And so what better helped us understand was stepping into that role ourselves.
Right.
And so we stepped into becoming developers, and we did a flip in Victorville. And it was fun.
You learn a lot.
Yes, we learned a lot. We could literally probably write a nice book about that one.
Right, we really should. We really should.
And how that went, and having definitely. For all the new investors out there, or even seasoned ones, you got to make sure you vet your people, because, had a contractor who's like, yeah, I do work for flippers all the time and get them in and out before the first payment is due. We went with that. Mm-hmm. We trusted him. And 8 months later,
he disappeared.
Yes.
Behind schedule and everything.
Yes.
So you need to vet them, mm-hmm. And you need to really have a nice procedure in place for the information and how you communicate with your, contractors, and how you manage the schedule and so forth, and
mm-hmm.
and then to be true to yourself. That and it's a mindset change, because we know that really in order to learn anything, like I deal with a lot of people building accessory dwelling units now, and that a lot of people want to know like how much it costs. They want to find out everything before they take that first step,
right? And
you really have to get in the water to really
mm-hmm.
learn how to do it. So when we stepped out, the first thing was and we're going together and we're looking at property and we're talking about what to do. Mm-hmm. And it's like, first of all, you got to get at your house that you're not going to live in it. Okay. So it's not, what you like and dislike is secondary to the economical impact for the end result.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, you really understand, even as realtors, a lot of times when we are listing property for other people, we have to think about who is this property going to be suited for.
Right.
One of the big ones we always say is investor property, or is it a consumer property?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so different factors go into that. It's no different than when you're going in to do the flip. It's like, okay, who are we fixing this house up for?
Right.
And what type of family, so that you can price it right, you can keep your rehab costs right. And but just like anything, the best planning can't detect that water leak when you walk on the grass, and all of a sudden your foot goes down in a mud hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that
and
wasn't
your water
in the budget.
Bill is almost $1,000,
and no one's living in the property. Yes, those type of things that catch you off guard and go over budget. And so there's a lot of lessons that we learned on that project and how to walk it through. But I do want to, on the first segment, I talked about the Real Vitalize program for people interested in selling. And I want to say that program has also been used by investors. And what we did is enroll it in the program, and so we were able to get the plumber to come out and take care of the unforeseen leak. we were able to get the funds to take care of the repaving of the driveway that the HOA was saying had to be textured stamped. Couldn't be that we
Couldn't just
didn't
be
know.
regular flat concrete. You know, it had to be a certain color. It had to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they didn't want the tree anymore.
Oh yeah, we had to do landscape and put in the rocks and the drought resistant lawn. Things that again, being the investors and not understand the impact of the HOA and what they would require. Was extra cost, not going beyond what we saw as the construction, rehab, general things that we wanted to do. And then we put the house on the market and had people coming through and interested. We got some low offers, got no offers, and we're standing there like, okay, what's going on here? Why isn't it selling? And so
mind you, this was at the top of 2020, right before the whole world shut down too.
Exactly. And so we also used the Revitalize program to get another contractor. We said one had disappeared, but we had another contractor come through, and I just really wanted that contractor to come through and look at what had been accomplished on the property and give us his opinion as to why it wasn't selling. And it really wasn't any big things. It was like right there. He was like, but you didn't put any charging stations in. Okay, you think about technology. It's like, yeah, everyone has a cell phone, so you need to put in the charging stations. And then the contractor had put in the regular standard, light switches.
Oh, yeah.
He says, no, you have to put in dimmers, okay? Yeah, and they need to be bright white, not this beige. And it's just little things like that. But to take advantage of his information and suggestions, we corrected those things, and within a week we sold the property. And so again, hands out to Revitalize.
Yes, thank you, Revitalize.
Yeah,
I know, because at one point I even had to send my husband to help the other contractor out because he was just so far behind schedule. And it was just like, okay, you told me 45 days max, and here we are at month 7. And it's like, when are we going to be done here?
And then the weather had the impact. Like it was raining. It's like, okay, so it's raining outside. We'll do the inside. Well, no, we can't do that because it won't dry and you get moisture. And so we learned a whole lot about things and, but very interesting, but it helped us get a greater insight into how to serve our investors, walk with them, understand what they go through, and really be able to be a better resource to them and to ourselves on further investment deals. But you have to, walk the walk and talk the talk, and we all fall down, but we do get up.
We do get up. And one of the things, me being a numbers and financial person, one of the biggest things for me was finding out that when they say they'll do 100% rehab, like when you get the hard money lender or the private money lender, and they give you a portion of the proceeds to purchase plus they say 100% rehab, we didn't know initially that meant we actually had to come out of pocket and we were going to be reimbursed. And then on top of being reimbursed, after it was approved by the lender, they were also charging a fee every time they had to give us a draw for the reimbursement. So that does kind of cut into your bottom line as far as your profits and your ROI goes. So those are other things, for people to look out for. I know more of the seasoned investors, they probably already know that and understand that. But if you're coming into it new, when you see that 100% rehab is done, you're not getting that money up front. You have to get it started. So you always want to make sure that you have enough for your closing costs, and you want to have a nice little reserve set aside, at least 6 months of reserve, I would say, for your interest payments if you get interest only, and also to get your rehab started. So maybe about 20 to 30%, maybe to even just get the rehab started, so that when you do start getting the draws, you're not missing too much money, because we had to go through a point where we were kind of almost recycling dollars. And it got kind of hard for a little bit, but we were able to work it out and get through it at the end. So so just that little word of advice for me on the financial side.
Yeah, exactly, and really getting a understanding of what the hard money lenders are at. I mean, because the interest rate wasn't that bad. I mean, if you could keep the timeline and get to the other side, then we had the lesson of the bridge capital, and so it is good. Like Latoya said earlier, this is like co-sponsored with the Black Inland Empire Investment Club, and investment clubs are very important if you're going to get into that arena. You get a lot of resources, a lot of lessons, and then you don't know when you're going to walk in the room and say, hey, I have this deal going on and I'm like $15,000 short, and find someone who will trust in you and walk with you to help you get there to the end. So again, lessons learned from real estate listings on traditional side, from the investment side. And again, all these, you have to take your experiences and kind of walk them out to be that platform that helps you elevate to another level. And so we went through all of that. And I believe that was before Miss Latoya opened her brokerage, before she became an international real estate professional, before she got involved and moved to the top of the class with a nationwide female investment group, and really wore that hat a developer. So again, but it's to never forget the lessons learned as we move forward, and then keep that core network together so you can always pick up the phone and be a resource to somebody.
Yes, for sure. So, that kind of segues us into our next topic that we'll talk about when we come back from the commercial break. We'll tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing now on our separate paths, because as Sharon mentioned, I did go ahead and get my broker license. And so we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. See y'all soon.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services, including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Real men of real estate.
Men of Real Estate radio show here on KCAA.
Boats, mortgages can be purchased.
All of us want to live in thriving communities.
Basically, go to the radio station KCAA radio.com.
You can find us on your dial at 102.3 FM, 1050 AM, as well as 106.5 FM.
Are you a real estate investor looking for a new opportunity in one of the top tourist destinations in the world? Look no further. Welcome to Punta Cana. Perla Bahia is a private resort-style community in Punta Cana that consists of modern condos, custom villas, and various commercial amenities. So if you're interested in learning more or joining us on one of our monthly investment tours, don't hesitate to contact me today at 909-494-2280. Alrighty, welcome back to the International Wealth Builders Association Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Latoya Tillett, here with my co-host, Dr. Sharon Barnes today. So we've been talking about our journey within our partnership over the years since we kind of got started for real in 2012. And so we were leaving out talking about kind of where we're going now, what our new directions have been. I know during the course of our partnership, I did obtain my broker's license because, once again, as we talked as partners, we needed to look for leverage and options and other ways that we can expand what it is that we really wanted to do and what our end goals were. So, Dr. Barnes pushed me to get my broker license. I went ahead and did that because, I didn't really have any. I didn't have any real interest in doing it right then, but I was like, okay, I'll get the broker license so we can work it and, we can see how it would benefit us. And so we lined out all the benefits of what it would look like for me having my broker license for what we wanted to do. And I went ahead and went for it. Then I really didn't have any plans on opening a brokerage so soon, but it kind of fell into my lap, kind of just happened. And so here we are. I have my own brokerage now. I have 7 agents. Actually just signed one on a couple of weeks ago. So we have a new one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I have 3 international sales agents that are also on the team as well. So that's pretty cool. I also have become an international sales agent course instructor. So that announcement was made today. I actually just saw that this morning. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, that's out there. Now the brand ambassador for Mexico. So we have our first Mexico investor tour coming up next month, May 25th through the 29th. So if anyone's interested, I'll give you my contact details at the end, and you can reach out to me and let me know. We're going to Cancun and Yucatan, which are, of course, the safest states, because I know we've all been hearing a lot about Mexico. So you definitely want to make sure you do your research and find out which areas are the safest and stick to those. And so that's what we're doing as far as with our development research is we're sticking within where the safest areas of Mexico will be and staying away from the others. All right. So, Dr. Barnes, what are you up to now? I know you're doing some fun stuff. So we've kind of taken the things that we've learned and we're incorporating it, especially with our commercial background, because we forgot to mention we specialize in commercial real estate. And within commercial real estate is development. And so Sharon has taken that a step further with doing
the accessory dwelling unit.
So yeah, I know y'all been hearing all the craze, and she is the expert on that. Like, she know about all the different laws that have come down, what you can do with your properties now. So I'll let her tell you guys a little bit more about the ADUs. So while we have a little bit of time left.
Well, Latoya, I'm so proud of you. You have really just taken that and gone. As I mentioned earlier, in our partnership and in the first segment, it was always about leveraging and having options. And when we started and I was pushing her to get the broker's license, it was like we had the investment company and you needed a broker for your investment deals. And we had other investors coming in, creating partnerships and so forth. And so we needed that brokerage. But in some situations, we also need the large brokers like Caldwell Banker. There are things when that is the best option because they have the best resource. And so as our partnership expanded and our businesses kind of took different paths as to what we became passionate about, I've remained with Caldwell Banker. So I've been with Caldwell Banker in Riverside since 2017.
Wow.
And yes.
Been that long?
yes. We was an S&L team. We were,
S&L, then we had to switch over to Barnes Tillett because of DRE regulations and everything.
So Latoya has the boutique brokerage and international development, and I have Caldwell Banker. That is a worldwide company and name. I work for one of their corporate branches, not just a franchise. And so in that, I have a lot of support and a lot of reach where I can help my community and my clients a lot better.
Yes.
And so staying there, I still, as a realtor, you are in business and you need to treat it like a business, not just an entrepreneur or just think I'm just a 1099. And so I was working on taking my business to the next level, and I was vice president of the Black Chamber of Commerce Inland Empire, and I had an offer to take a course to increase my business. So I did that, and they wanted me to focus on one aspect of real estate, and I was having the darndest time trying to think of putting myself in the box. And I happen to be sitting next to a former client and a serial entrepreneur and a friend that became a friend over the years. And she said that her friend had gotten a job in Los Angeles with a company that was converting detached garages into accessory dwelling unit at no cost to the homeowner. And I got so excited because I'm like, that's what we need in the Inland Empire. This is what my community needs, because we have the biggest lots, the smallest houses, and we have the economic challenges. And so I started down the path of working with accessory dwelling units it's probably going on 5 years now. It's been a while. And so it has really blossomed, and now it's taken off. I am the founder and owner of ADU Advantage, where I offer a variety of services, consulting services on accessory dwelling unit, site plans on accessory dwelling units, have a network of professionals to work with, whether you're converting a garage, building a detached ADU, or doing modular. And I'm just really excited, because being a resource, working with people, and then helping them bring that project to a reality and changing the life of their family, getting that passive income, it just really excites me. And then we talked about investments earlier, and so the fix and flips and stuff, it's hard to find deals in California.
It really is.
Yeah, and I think, and area investor will really agree with that. But the accessory dwelling unit laws that's passed in California, I believe to the core of my heart that it is one of the best ways to leverage property that you already own and control, especially in California.
Yes.
Because of the shortage. But this movement of accessory dwelling units is going across the country. Different states are in different phases. Some of them are using different names. And that's kind of the problem why there's a niche for me as a consultant or ADU specialist, is because every city, every state, it changes. Every HOA, your Pacific lot. And so it's so many moving parts that there's a niche for someone like me to advise, to be a resource, and to hold some of the people's hand who need it, so we can get from one side of the pond to the other.
Yes, exactly. And it's a beautiful thing. And, I started working with a mentor and coach by the name of Dr. Tamika Bryant, and that's one of her main things is you have to niche down. Like, real estate is just such a broad business. There's so many levels to it, and you just really have to find your niche and your angle that you can go in at. And she really preaches on that. And so one of the niches that actually kind of fell into my lap is international sales. And so she started the International Sales Agent Program. So I went on ahead and went through that course. I became certified to sell international properties, really not knowing, like, how am I really going to do this? Like, are people really interested in buying out of the country? Because I know everybody's kind of scared and they kind of have the stigma. But we have made a way to make it so easy and have done all the footwork for you to where it takes all the guesswork out of it. And like Sharon said earlier, it's hard to find deals in California. So what we've done is gone out to different countries and actually found deals where intermediate or beginning investors can get in at a reasonable price. You know, we got properties as low as $50,000. We had some condos in Ghana that sold for $50,000, and and you can do some creative financing plans. But one of the things I wanted to let you guys know tonight, actually at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a workshop on international investing, a beginner's guide, and that is through the I3 Social Club. And you can find more information about that on meetup.com and type in I, like the letter I, 3, the number 3. Social Club, and you can register there so you can learn more as I go into detail about how you can start investing internationally. So I'll talk about how you can partner your way to success, how you can get into properties with creative financing plans or deferred financing plans where you only put down a reservation and then you make your payments over time, like every 3 months or so. Like I said, I'm the brand ambassador for Mexico, and we have a developer there that's offering 20-year financing, no credit check, no documentation needed. Okay, so that's definitely a good one. And then they also have it where you can purchase lots within their development to develop yourself and have your own little mini development inside of theirs where they'll do all the work for you. All you got to do is sell it. So these are some interesting things I'll be talking about tonight. So if you want to know more, again, go to meetup.com, search under I3 Social Club. Once again, that's the letter I, the number 3 Social Club, and look for the workshop. It's called International Investing Beginner's Guide. So I hope to see you all tonight. It is virtual, so it's not in person, so everyone can attend. It is open to the public. So come check it out so you can learn more about these international properties that we have. Also have a property right now. It's $99,000. Prices go up May 1st. So if you can jump in there with a reservation between today or tomorrow, you'll have instant equity when you wake up on May 1st. So I like to call that my instant equity properties.
Sounds great.
Yes. So Dr. Barnes, what's next for you after all of this?
The accessory dwelling unit is really blossoming out, kind of like a nice rosebud. It's taking off. I went to the ADU Academy that was held in California for the first time down in San Diego back in March. I am talking to the Academy and being certified as an instructor so that I can start certifying agents in California as ADU specialists and learn so much about how important real estate agents are in this industry that's moving forward. And I think the big niche for that education support. So I will be doing that, helping the agents, the real estate agents, learn more about accessory dwelling units so they can be prepared when it becomes more part of the regular transaction. Also, it's combining. I think the accessory dwelling units combine my real estate residential experience and certification with the commercial, because that is development. You are developing, putting another home on a property. And then surprisingly, with some of my partners, I've been getting a number of calls for people who are walking into their office or who want, especially modular, and they're looking to buy land. So I am looking for people who are interested in selling their land, especially if it's residential. And everything in the Inland Empire, we are looking to put more accessory dwelling units on land. And with modular, they can do the main house and the ADU at the same time.
Oh, wow, really?
Okay, because the law basically says that you have to have the main structure in order for it to be an ADU. Right. But you can do it concurrently.
Really?
Yes.
So, like, you can literally walk into
an infill lot.
Property.
Yes. Yes.
You guys hear that? Like, if you're not taking advantage of that, I don't know what you guys are doing out there. So I know recently, Dr. Barnes, you had access to that grant where they're going out the $40,000 for people to get started. So I know you did some work with that.
I did. I had a couple of clients that were able to get the $40,000 grant. They haven't renewed the grant now, but there are a lot of things coming that if you're really looking at accessory dwelling units up in Napa County, which is up north California, they have a forgivable grant where they are basically paying you to build the ADU. And we know once they have test cases throughout the state, it can be here in our backyard.
Nice.
So I am Dr. Sharon Barnes. I have several Facebook pages. One is ADU, Dr. Sharon Barnes, ADUs in real estate, and also under ADU Advantage. If you're interested in ADUs on any level, please plug into me. Let me know. I will be reaching out to certify real estate agents, and I am here to help anyone build or decide which type of ADU fits your property. And so you can reach me again at 909-652-1409. And again, just Google Dr. Sharon Barnes.
Awesome. So a little bit for me as we're getting ready to wrap up and get out of here. So if you want to know more about how you can attend one of our investment tours, we are in 9 countries right now as it stands. So if you want to know more about where we are, I'll just throw out a few. We are in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Ghana, going to Guyana later on this year. So if you want to know more, reach out to me, 909-494-2280. Don't forget to check out meetup.com, I3 Social Club. Check out the workshop tonight to find out about all the countries we're in and how you can attend and how you can become an international sales agent with no real estate license required. All right. Look forward to talking to you all soon. Check me out tonight. Thank you, Dr. Sharon Barnes.
Thank you for having me.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
This country needs highway signs on every interstate to caution the public about an extreme danger that lies ahead. Warning, geniuses at work. The danger comes from multi-billionaire capitalists who proclaim themselves the crypto-meta wonderkinds of high tech. They say their class of high-wealth geniuses are the ones to save civilization. Among these saviors is Elon Musk, who's so brilliant he's on the verge of losing the $44 billion he stupidly paid for his egomaniacal takeover of Twitter, a colossal business blunder that, in a plutocratic panic, he compounded by impetuously firing half of Twitter's employees. Granted that civilization could use a good dose of smarts, given our acceleration of climate change, spread of inequality, etc., but Elon Musk? Forget savior. His scheme for saving, quote, the future of our species is to promote an elite cult of uber-rich pronatalists.